Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
BBC News World.
January 19, 5:13 America, New York. Julian Sands, British actor identified as hiker missing in Southern California. Julian Sands, 65, was last seen hiking in the San Gabriel Mountains last week during bad weather.
BBC News World.
January 19, 5:05 America, New York. Gallery owner who hosed homeless woman in San Francisco arrested. Collier Gwynn is charged with battery after being filmed spraying a woman with a hose in San Francisco. https://globalnews.ca/feed/.
January 19, 5:01 America, New York. Guelph, Ont. Police say a known unlicensed driver fled in vehicle. Police say there was a brief pursuit but was called off in the interest of public safety. Guelph Police Badge.
New York Times World News.
January 19, 5 o'clock America, New York. How do California's storms weigh in compared with history's big ones? Rain and snowfall this season are above average, but the state has seen some wild weather in past years. Tourists braved the elements near the Golden Gate Bridge on December 31.
New York Times World News.
January 19, 5 o'clock America, New York. Whitney curator Marcela Guerrero leads the way on Latino art. In her 5 years at the museum, Marcela Guerrero has helped broaden the scope of artists and audiences as the Hispanic population continues to grow and museums try to reflect more diverse audiences. Marcela Guerrero, an associate curator at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York, is leading the way in the field of Latino art.
Washington Post World.
January 19, 5 o'clock America, New York. A cemetery in Mexico for U.S. invaders points to complicated history. The U.S. National Cemetery in Mexico City holds the remains of Americans who fought Mexicans in the 19th century.
Time.
January 19, 5 o'clock America, New York. The women of Afghanistan won't be silenced anymore. It's been a year and a half since the United States left Afghanistan, and the Taliban continues to make decrees in an effort to silence and eliminate women from society.
New York Times World News. January 19, 4:55 America, New York. Jacinda Ardern's career. New Zealand's outgoing Prime Minister won global fame with youthful charisma and a frank, compassionate leadership style that carried her through crisis. Jacinda Ardern in October 2017, soon after her party won the election that would make her Prime Minister.
BBC News World.
January 19, 4:46 America, New York. Football fan killed and dozens injured in crush outside Iraq Stadium. Dozens more are reportedly hurt as football fans gather to watch Iraq play Oman in the city of Basra.
Washington Post World. January 19, 4:04 America, New York. Study. Non-infectious diseases cause early death in Pakistan. A British-based medical journal says Pakistan has made progress over infectious diseases but now struggles against cardiovascular diseases, diabetes and cancer as causes of early deaths.
Time.
January 19, 4 o'clock America, New York. Ukraine is getting British tanks. What its military really needs is German Leopard 2s. Since Russia invaded Ukraine last February, one request has remained high on Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's wish list: tanks from Western allies. But so far, most have been reluctant to send them.
Mirror World News.
January 19, 3:53 America, New York. One dead and more than 50 suffocated in horror stampede inside Iraq football stadium. Locals said that 27 people had been suffocated and sustained fractures during the incident in front of the Palm Trunk Stadium, where Iraq has been hosting the Arabian Gulf Cup.
Mirror World News.
January 19, 3:52 America, New York. Teen boy, 15, dies after he's electrocuted by power lines and flung 30 feet into river. The teenager was climbing on a line close to a train bridge in the city of Gladstone in the Australian state of Queensland when the power pole exploded and sent him flying into the creek below.
Washington Post World.
January 19, 3:36 America, New York. Spanish, French leaders meet to sign friendship treaty. French President Emmanuel Macron is set to meet with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez in Barcelona to strengthen relations between the European neighbors by signing a friendship treaty.
The Washington Times stories. Advocacy.
January 19. 3:32 America, New York. Live updates, World Economic Forum gathering in Davos. The latest on the World Economic Forum gathering in Davos, Switzerland.
Mirror World News.
January 19. 2:57 America, New York. Boris Johnson compares Vladimir Putin to the fat boy in Dickens in bizarre speech. The former prime minister also urged his audience at the World Economic Forum in Davos to stop worrying about Kremlinology, insisting Russia will never use nuclear weapons.
RT World News.
January 19. 2:34 America, New York. Meta told to lift ban on bare breasts for some users. The company's oversight board says rules should be relaxed for trans and non-binary people. Meta's oversight board has decided that Facebook and Instagram should allow transgender and non-binary users to post images of their bare breasts out of respect for human rights.
Fox World News.
January 19. 2 o'clock America, New York. Ted Cruz warns UAE, Americans are watching. As doctor says imprisoned U.S. citizen has only weeks to live. Zach Shahin, who's been jailed in Dubai for 15 years, could die within weeks, according to a Houston-based doctor who reviewed the prisoner's medical files.